Yo, I don't know about y'all, but I take my two-way rights seriously. And everyone should be able to defend themselves. It's a God-given right. From birth, you should be able to protect your property, yourself, your family, and so forth, right? But what happens when someone is stealing packages off your porch? They're on your property. I know you consider it your property, your house. Do you have the right to then not defend yourself, not defend your home, but I can't even say defend your packages, because how do you defend a package? So if you end up shooting them, are you justified? That's the question we are raising today, because two teen boys, I believe 15 and 16, have been shot in Atlanta by a homeowner who says that they were stealing packages off his porch. So they were porch pirates. No one knows if they have done this before. No one knows if they were going from house to house to house. But this homeowner decided that he was fed up, went and got his firearm and opened fire on the teenagers, injuring both of them. Let's see exactly what the news has to say about this, and then we're going to find out what some of his neighbors have to say themselves.
Still working to determine if a homeowner will be charged after shooting two juveniles accused of stealing packages off of his porch.
The shooting happened in southwest Atlanta around 3:30, just down the street from Mays High School on Celeste Lane at the Villages of Cascade Townhome community.
11 Alive's Cody Alcorn live outside of APD headquarters, where this homeowner is still being questioned. Cody.
That's right, Ron and Jennifer. Of course, his interview will be crucial, along with evidence found at that scene, to determine if any charges we filed in this case. Now, this was the scene at that townhome community this afternoon. Police say they found a 15-year-old shot in the foot. The second victim shot and critically injured, as you mentioned, but we just learned just in the last hour that young man has pulled through surgery and is expected to survive. The chief.
You might ask why there's helicopters there. This involves juveniles, not grown men, not adults. This involves children. And so there has to be an extensive investigation into this. I just did a video about the 8 football players from Philadelphia that went down to play another team in Florida. They ended up stealing out of Dick's Sporting Goods. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, those teenagers, those 8 boys that were stealing out of the Dick's Sporting Goods, if the owner or the manager or an employee had a firearm, should they have shot them also? This is the question that we have to ask ourselves. And then we have to think logically about this. Should those 8 young men, because they were teenagers within the age range of 16, 17, 18, have been shot? My answer would be, of course not. I don't believe this homeowner is justified for shooting these 2 young boys. He had no business shooting these 2 young boys. You could have handled the situation totally different. Not to mention, there is nowhere in this video where they're going to say that these boys were aggressive. They knocked on the door. They were trying to knock his door down. They had firearms. They had knives. They had any weapons. They threatened him. Nowhere in this video are they going to say this. So again, is he justified for shooting these 2 young boys? And I can't say for no reason, because he had a reason. In his mind, he had a reason as to why he did it. But is it a justifiable reason or not? To me, it's absolutely
made it very clear. There was no home invasion here. He says right now it appears the 2 juveniles were stealing packages when they were shot. Now, one thing I noticed and questioned the chief on this afternoon is why so many officers continue to show up hours after the shooting in the 6 o'clock hour.
Because they can.
Continuation of the investigation. Once we determine where it occurred, we're executing a search warrant, and that search warrant is allowing us to gather evidence to give us clarity. The Atlanta Police Department takes gun violence very seriously. It's been the charge of Mayor Dickens to address gun violence in our city. That's why you see a robust response. But anytime
these two juveniles. Now, earlier this evening, I spoke to a criminal defense attorney from right here in Atlanta. He's been practicing law in Georgia for more than 20 years. Ron and Jennifer, he says this boils down to those few seconds when this homeowner decided to grab his gun and then open fire.
I would say that if he feared for his life, you most definitely have the right to protect yourself. And home invasions I take very seriously, because again, if someone is willing to enter your home uninvited and they're very aggressive when they're in your home, oh, trust and believe, you have every right. You have the right to defend yourself if someone enters your home uninvited and get aggressive with you. You absolutely do. But when they are outside of your home, you do not have the right to shoot them. That's the law. It's just that simple. So is this man going to be charged? He most certainly is. Watch what I tell y'all. If he's not, I will be surprised. And trust and believe, I know the law. He will be charged. In his mind, he might think, well, I was defending my home. They were stealing my packages. Trust and believe, there's a lot racing through his mind right now because I believe he's in custody. But he has to understand that you did something that's unjustifiable. You cannot justify your reason for shooting these two young teenage boys. Even if they were grown men, if someone enters your home aggressively and let's say they steal something out of your home and then they are fleeing, their backs are turned to you and they are headed out the door. Guess what? You do not have the right to use a firearm and shoot them in the back. That is illegal. You will go to prison and you will go to jail for that.
Were these two young men on the doorstep acting in a violent or threatening manner, or were they running away? What juncture did the homeowner decide to discharge their personal weapon using deadly force? And were they justified? That's going to depend on the facts at that exact moment. Was he realistically and reasonably under an apparent threat? Everybody.
What did I just tell y'all?
New developments at 5. The homeowner accused of shooting 2 teens, he says, tried to steal packages from his porch. He's now in jail, facing serious charges. Police arrested Rakeem Bradford this morning. Channel 2's Tom Jones.
Rakeem, you fucked up, my boy. You totally fucked up. Trust and believe. I know you were probably having a nice, quiet evening at home. It's the holiday season. You probably ordered something from Amazon. It was just delivered. You were ready to gift wrap it. Then you see these two boys on your Ring doorbell camera. So you decide, let me go grab my gun and shoot them. Let me go use deadly force on these two boys that are stealing my packages that I bought with my hard-earned money. I know that's what you were thinking, but guess what? This is the reason why you are sitting in jail right now. You're not in prison yet, but this is the reason why you are sitting in jail right now. You should know that you fucked up, my boy. You totally fucked up.
This is live in Southwest Atlanta where that shooting took place. And Tom, some neighbors say shooting teens over packages really makes no sense.
Let's hear what the people have to say.
Karen, some people are divided. Many people are divided over this issue that began on that porch right there. Some people here say teens are out of control, and this is what.
That's a fact.
Because of a package that probably didn't cost that much. It definitely don't cost a human life.
Atlanta police say it happened Thursday afternoon around 3:30 at the Villages of Cascade townhomes. They say Bradford shot a 15-year-old boy in the foot. Police say he shot a second teen in the arm, both taken to.
Okay, so in the foot and in the arm, even though we know there are major arteries all throughout your body, and even being shot in the foot could have deleted this young man. It could have, but we can also tell that he was not trying to delete these two young boys. We know that he wasn't trying to delete them, but at the same time, I have to say, Rakeem, you fucked up, my boy, because again, you used deadly force over some packages. Let's say, let me paint a scenario for y'all real quick, because let's say that these two young men thought their packages were delivered to the wrong house. And so they went to, I'm just painting, stay with me now, because it has actually happened here in my neighborhood. were delivered next door or to the wrong address, and you were checking to see if they were yours, and someone comes out with a firearm and opens fire on you, right? Deleting you. All because you were checking some packages. You weren't actually going to steal them. You were going to knock on the door and ask, have you seen my packages? You never know. Nowadays, you never know. Just like the homeowner who shot at the car that was turning around in his driveway. Was he justified for doing that? Of course not. So again, he fucked up. There's no justification for this. This is the reason why he's going to prison.
Brady Hospital expected to survive. Bradford now faces 2 counts of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during a felony. Some people said they are over packages.
If you feel that your packages are not going to be safe, do pick up.
So, again, I know people are tired of these young boys, these YNs as everyone calls them. I know people are tired, they're fed up with crime in their cities, in their communities. Who wouldn't be, right? But at the same time, you must handle certain situations with discernment because you never know what the situation might call for when it comes to violence, when it comes to deleting someone, when it comes to theft. So many variables can happen to you. And if you're not thinking and you don't make the right decision, guess what can happen to you? You can end up sitting in jail just like my boy that just fucked up for shooting these 2 teenage boys. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.